I've never really understood the concept of hard gainers. I've actually always been kind of jealous of people who can eat whatever they want and are essentially hard gainers, and the problem for them is just gaining weight, because if I don't restrict myself at all, I have a pretty monstrous appetite. I can put down at least 5K calories pretty easily. For me, it's like kind of the opposite problem where I just have to watch what I eat more so. But yeah, essentially the problem of like being a hard gainer is one that's pretty common for Asian guys. So a lot of my clients are Asian guys, and more often than not, they usually come to me like pretty skinny and have a hard time gaining weight. Of course, you know, after they're on that Pretty and Fit program, you know, they're gaining weight all right. But basically, it seems like most of the Asian guys I coach have a hard time gaining weight and are hard gainers. So as I started to coach more and more hard gainers, I started to realize a trend and pattern that emerges amongst them. And it's not necessarily they're hard gainers, but it's almost like their eating patterns and just their diet is the reason it's hard for them to like put on weight, because it feels like they're eating a lot, but in reality, they're really not. So basically, I wanted to create a video covering this so that for any of you hard gainers out there, once you watch this video, you have absolutely zero problems gaining weight. And I'm even gonna include a hack to get in like an extra 1,000 calories per day really easily. So make sure to stay around for that one. So essentially in this video, I'm gonna cover why hard gainers don't gain weight. I'm also gonna go over a framework for hard gainers to leverage to essentially put on weight and gain muscle. And then finally, I'm gonna cover that easy 1,000 calorie hack that you guys can implement if you're a hard gainer. So this one's for, I can't say fellow hard gainers out there because, you know, I'm a natural fat. So like this one's for you hard gainers out there. And then for any of you guys that are fellow, you know, fattasses like me who like have no problem gaining weight, this is a good one to watch, just so that next time your hard gainer friends complain about putting on weight and muscle, then you can actually like call them out on it. So yeah, without further ado, let's hop into the video. So the main reason that hard gainers have a hard time gaining weight is because they treat bulking like a sprint and not a marathon. So what I mean by this is oftentimes you'll have these people who are like hard gainers, and I'm sure there's people whose metabolisms are actually just like much faster and genetic outliers, but more often than not, someone who's a hard gainer really just like what they'll do is they'll eat 1 or 2 massive meals or like massive protein shakes and then get super full off of them, because the meals are obviously like, let's say they have like 2 1,200 calorie shakes each day. Obviously you're gonna feel like shit after eating one of those because that's like so much food at once, especially in like a protein shake. But then at the end of the day, to them, it feels like they're just going to war with the food. Like, oh my gosh, they're just full all the time because they're having 2 of these shakes, 1 in the morning, 1 at night. But in reality, if you do the math, if it's 2 times 1,200 and let's say their maintenance is like 2,500 and they're too full to eat anything else aside from the shakes or those like 2 meals, then they're still eating at a deficit or at best maintenance, right? Like 2 times 1,200 is 2,400 if their maintenance is 2,500. So it's like, well, no shit, this hard gainer is not gonna gain weight. If you're eating less calories than your body needs to maintain its weight, then how are you supposed to gain weight? At least last time I checked, what matters is calories in versus calories out. As I've covered numerous times in my videos, to lose weight, calories in has to be less than calories out. And then to gain weight, calories in has to be more than calories out. So no matter how you slice and dice it, at the end of the day, at a high level, what matters is calories in versus calories out. So for these hard gainers, they'll go really hard for like 1 to 2 meals, but then over the course of a day or a week or month, they're still eating at like maintenance or a deficit. So that's kind of why they don't really gain weight. This is honestly the case a majority of the time with hard gainers, is basically they treat bulking and dieting as a sprint and not a marathon. Okay, so now that we've covered why hard gainers can't gain weight and muscle or have a hard time doing so, now I'm gonna cover a solution to this problem, which is essentially setting up a meal structure. What I usually do for my clients and recommend for people that just in general have a hard time gaining weight is I recommend that they eat more frequently, but with smaller portion sizes. For example, if someone were to eat 4 to 5 meals that were not 1,200 each, but 800 each, then with 4 meals, they're getting 3,200 calories. And then with 5 meals, you're getting 4,000 calories. That's still greater than 2,400 calories. There's 2 benefits of this. First off, they're actually gonna be in like a calorie surplus because they eat 3,200, maintenance is 2,500, then they're good. And then the second thing is after each meal, they're not gonna feel like they just absolutely went to war, and then also their like digestive system is all messed up because they're eating 1,200 calories in one sitting. A lot of just downstream positive impacts of just breaking up your meals into smaller meals. So to give an example, let's say my maintenance calories, let's just use that 2,500 calorie number. Let's just say we're targeting a surplus of 500 calories per day, gaining a pound a week, because 500 calories per day times 7 days in a week is 3,500 calories per week. 1 pound equals 3,500 calories. Let's say I break up my meals into 5 meals. Basically, I would need to eat 3,000 calories over the course of the day. Divided by 5 meals would be 600 calories per meal. So basically, once you have this number down, we'll just go to our phone and then we can set alarms. Let's just say set an alarm at like 8 a.m. Yeah, you set an alarm at 8 a.m., right? And then you just set an alarm for each meal essentially. So then you set 6 alarms, so like 8, 12, 4, 8, 12 or something. It doesn't matter the timing, but like I would say just set an alarm for each of the meals so that you remember to eat the meals. And then once you execute that plan and you're just eating in that surplus each day, then you're gonna gain weight. Once you have the system down, you test it out. Let's say you don't gain weight, then you probably just need to add calories. Either you can just eat a bigger meal on one of the meals, or you can just add calories to each of the 6 meals. And then you iterate, you test it out again. And if you're starting to gain weight, then you just keep, rinse and repeating until you plateau, and then you just eat more, and then you keep going. You pretty much just repeat the cycle until you get too fat and then it's time to cut, or you just wanna like stop bulking. So yeah, the counter argument to bulking is like you can put on muscle without fat, but especially for beginners, I'm a big fan of just like a bulk and cut cycle because it's just much more efficient. You're not leaving any gains on the table, whereas in terms of like lean bulking or like recomping, I think that's more of a strategy to use once you've already built that like newbie gains layer of muscle, and then you just want to like kind of slowly build up without getting too much fat, because at that point your physique's probably going to be pretty on point, so you don't really benefit as much from when you're like a noob and you have a lot of gains on the table to really just squeeze out all the gains. So yeah, basically to sum it up, what you want to do is essentially calculate your calories you need to gain weight, divide it by the number of meals you need to eat. So I would recommend like at least minimum of 4 meals up to like 6, 7. It doesn't matter how many meals, because the thing is like if you have like 10 meals and it just becomes a huge pain in the ass to eat, I'd say like keep it between 4 to 6 meals. So then take your calories in the day, divide it by number of meals, set an alarm for each meal 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. And then just eat that number of calories for each meal. Test it out, see if you gain weight, and just really weigh yourself. And then when you weigh yourself, make sure to do it after you wake up, like after you go to the bathroom, before you eat anything or drink liquids, just to keep it consistent. Just do it in the morning, first thing in the morning, and then you kind of just iterate just here and there, add calories if you need to, and then just rinse and repeat until you're done bulking. So yeah, that pretty much covers a framework for hard gainers. Okay, so an easy 1,000 calorie hack is basically gonna be a variant of the framework I just went over. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take just like some, classic bulking food right here, peanut butter, right? So the macros are 210 calories, 17 grams of fat, 6 grams of carbs, and 7 grams of protein per serving, and 32 grams serving size. Basically, let's say you set like 5 alarms, right? Throughout the day, set 5 alarms, like 8 a.m., noon, 4 p.m., 6 p.m., and like 10 p.m. or something. Just space it out every 3 to 4 hours or whatever's convenient. Just pick 5 times, set the alarm, and then what you're gonna do is you're just gonna wanna eat 1 serving of peanut butter during that time. So this is just like a plastic spoon right here. All right, and then, yeah, right here, just eat it. So this is 32 grams. I'm prepping right now, so I'm not gonna eat it, but you literally just take a massive spoonful of peanut butter. Just have this next to you like at work or whatnot to demonstrate again. I'm just gonna take a picture to show you guys that this is 32 grams. I'm gonna put it back because I'm prepping. Actually, this smells so good though. Low-key dangerous for the YouTube content. So basically what I'm gonna do now is, right, you go to MyFitnessPal. So as you can see, 1,050 calories. Screenshot it, because 210 times 5 is 1,050. Like you saw that spoonful, that's just like right into your mouth, 15 seconds, a minute if you want to just count the time it takes to like chew and swallow it. Literally so easy, like just spoonful of peanut butter every few hours, 5 times in a day. That's 1,050 extra calories than if you don't do that. So like that's just like an easy way to get the calories in. You don't have to do peanut butter, you can eat almonds, just literally any food that's like pretty easy to eat. You pretty much just sprinkle that throughout the day, and then that's like 1,000 calories. 1,050 times 7 is like what? 7,350 calories, I think. Yeah, 7,350 calories. That's like 2 pounds extra per week. So that's pretty much just a strategy and a hack that I would implement, is just to set the timer up, get the peanut butter out, get the plastic spoon, and then just eat it every few hours. Try that one out and definitely let me know how that goes, because I feel like it's pretty easy to do. I've never had to do this because natural fat is over here, but I would love to do it if I was a hard gainer. So yeah, that pretty much concludes my 1,000 calorie hack to get more calories in as a hard gainer. So in conclusion, what I covered in this video is essentially why hard gainers have a hard time gaining weight, a framework for hard gainers to use to gain weight and bulk effectively, and then a 1,000 calorie hack to implement if you're a hard gainer. So hopefully this video helps you out, especially if you're a hard gainer and you have a hard time gaining weight. Definitely try to implement the framework I covered, or even the peanut butter trick. It'll definitely help you out, since to build muscle, you need to gain weight and be in that calorie surplus, especially if you want to do it efficiently. So yeah, if you enjoy this type of content, please make sure to subscribe. And if you subscribe, please make sure to turn on the notification bell, and also don't forget to like this video. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.